Morning. In a moment, if you'd like to, you can come to lie down for the first part of the practice. You can always stay seated if that's your preference, but if you have a strap or a scarf or a tie or something that you can use for one of the poses, we're going to work with a hamstring stretch in a little while. If you'd like to just grab that and have that close to the mat. It doesn't matter if you don't have one, you can just hold the back of the leg or reach up and hold on to the foot. So just grab that and anything else you might need for your practice, and then come to either lie down, make sure that you're warm, that you're comfortable, or stay in a seated position. Nice tall spine if you're seated, shoulders relaxed. You might like to begin by sighing the breath away a few times. You might even like to begin this morning by tensing the body as tightly as you can as you breathe in. So make fists with the hands, scrunch up the toes, clench the chest, the buttocks, the tummy, and then let all of that tension go as you exhale. So you might like to do this 2 or 3 times as you breathe in, tensing the body as tightly as possible. Hold that tension to you. And then as you exhale through the mouth, let all of that tension go. Perhaps once more. And then just let the body drop. Let your mind drop. Your breath flowing in and flowing out. Nothing to do. Nothing to fix or change or achieve. In this moment, allowing yourself time to completely let go and do nothing. Let things settle. Let the body settle, the mind, the thoughts, the breath. Let your heart settle. And then dropping your awareness down into your heart. Feel your heart. Feel the chest rising and falling with the breath. In breath, out breath. Drop into your heart. Tune into the rhythm of your breath. A soothing rhythm. A steady rhythm. Chest rising. Chest falling. Notice how your heart is feeling this morning. Notice if your heart feels light and soft or heavy, dull. Notice if your heart feels a little blocked, a little contracted, or open and spacious. Is there tension, gripping or holding of any kind? Do you feel a little sad this morning, or a little vulnerable, or numb? Just stay quietly with whatever arises, staying connected with yourself all the time, accepting all, witnessing all, without judgment. During the middle of last week, I turned on the news one night, something I don't do that often, and saw images of life in India at the moment. India, the sacred home of yoga, where my teacher, Dean Das, lived for many, many years, and his teacher, Swami Prakashananda, lived, and his teacher, Swami Muktananda, lived, and his teacher, Swami Nityananda, lived, and so on, going back into the 9th century. And I felt so much sadness for the people of India at the moment with COVID, with the pandemic. And what came to me was the importance of those of us in a position to do so, to pray for the sick, to meditate for the end of suffering of all beings, to remember that our spiritual practice is not just for ourselves alone, but for the benefit of the entire world and all beings in the world. And then the next day I opened the latest edition of the Buddhist magazine Lion's Roar and found an article along similar lines. So I'd like to share a little with you now from that article. It's written by Pema Khandro Rinpoche. Pema says that many people think that they have to be fully enlightened, fully realised, fully awakened, and fully wise before they can help others. Yet she says, instead of trying to be perfect, we can focus on purifying our underlying motivations so that we can wake up, show up, and act with enlightened intention right here, right now, just as we are. Every great Buddhist practitioner ever in the history of Buddhism knew their limitations and acted for the benefit of beings anyway. We tend to think that there's a large divide between the great Buddhist masters and our own minds. Yet Pema gives a couple of examples of highly realised beings who were also ordinary beings, experiencing the problems of the world with serious doubts that they had what it took to accomplish their work. The identity of these beings oscillates along the way. But what does not oscillate, says Pema, is their unwavering and pure motivation to act with compassion for the benefit of others and to consider the benefits or detriments to others from all of their actions and omissions. Pema says we've been born into a world that is in dire need of our help. And she encourages us to ask ourselves questions like, which choice will express my heartfelt wish for the benefit of myself and all others? Which choice will advance the joy of beings and their relief from suffering? She says, maybe right now it sounds a bit grandiose for us to work for the benefit of all beings. But if we aim as high as our sights allow, then the aspiration itself will be fulfilling. We will find contentment in the clarity and the enlightened intention itself. We must be willing to do our best just as we are, wherever we find ourselves, on this path of awakening. Our world needs us now. Other beings need our best efforts. The purpose of our life is to wake up, show up, and heed the call. So in our practice this morning, we're focusing on connecting with our true, compassionate, loving nature, with the idea that love is the best medicine, a healing tonic that we need and the whole world needs. If you're not lying down now, I'd like you to come to lie down on your mat, and we can all step the feet up close to the buttocks. Just make sure you can keep the blankets over you if you're still a little bit cold. And just resting your hands over your heart, relaxing the face, relaxing your shoulders, just taking a few conscious breaths into and out of the heart space. And I invite you now, if you'd like to dedicate your practice this morning to a person or group of people, might be the people of India, who are currently suffering, in pain, or unwell. Might be someone very dear to you, a loved one who's not well at the moment. Visualize this person or this group of people in your mind's eye and send them your love, your blessings. We're going to work this morning with a healing sound, the sound. So if you'd like to join with me with the hands over the heart space, exhale all breath. And then breathing in, take the arms up to the sky, opening the heart, opening the chest, chanting back to the heart. Let's do 4 more of these. Breathe in. Keep going at your own pace. Work with your own breath. Last one. Take a resting breath. And draw the right knee in towards the chest and extend the left leg out along the mat. Pointing the left toes, tuck the chin forward. On your next inhale, raise the left leg up to the sky, flex the foot. And on the exhalation, lower the leg down nice and slowly. Heel may hover off the floor. And then we point the toes, breathing in, take the leg up. Flex and lower. One more, breathing. flex, and lower. Now this time, let the heel touch down. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead and the right leg up to the sky, flex the foot. And exhale, lower the arms and the right leg. Now we're going straight into the dynamic leg lock pose. So again, inhale the arms overhead, have a lovely stretch. Exhale, draw the right knee in, interlace the fingers around the knee. Head may lift to the knee if that's okay for your neck. Again, inhale, stretch the right leg away, arms overhead. Drawing the right knee in. Try to draw the knee towards the center of the tummy if that's okay. So we're massaging the internal organs. Breathe in. And breathe out. We're going to do 2 more. Any abdominal discomfort, the knee can move out more towards the armpit side, the right side of the torso. The neck, it's too much for the neck lifting the head, just keep it down on the mat. When you come to the 5th one, keep the head on the mat, draw the knee in and just hold it for a moment. Give it a good squeeze and a hug, trying to relax the abdominal area on that right side. So we're also massaging the ascending side of the colon. Get the face soft, the breath flowing. Now we're going to move into a twist. So we'll take the left hand to the outer edge of the right knee, right arm at shoulder height. And as we exhale, carry that knee across the body. Relaxing the right shoulder. Head may turn to the right if that's okay for your neck. Otherwise, head can stay in more of a neutral position. Again, come back to your breath. One more breath here. Come back to center. Give it a hug. Inhale the arms overhead and the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, lower the arms and the leg. Let's take a resting breath. You might like to sigh it away. And then we'll draw the left knee in. Give it a hug. Give it a squeeze. Trying to draw it into the belly button side of the abdomen. Point your right toes. Inhale, take the right leg up. Flex. And exhale. 2 more of these. Breathe in. Flex. And lower. And again. And let the heel touch down this time. Inhale the arms and the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, lower the arms and the left leg straight into the leg lock pose. Breathe both arms overhead again. Have a lovely stretch. Exhale, left knee in, head may lift. 4 more of these. Breathe in, stretch it away. And breathe out. Keep going. Again, if there's any abdominal discomfort, the knee can go more to the armpit side, the left side of the torso, out to the side. Otherwise, we're massaging the descending side of the colon and the abdominal organs on this left side. Now, when you get to the 5th round, keep the head down. Draw the knee in, give it a good hug. We hold it there for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to move into a twist. So right hand to the outer edge of the left knee, left arm at shoulder height. As you exhale, carrying that knee across the body. Relax that left shoulder. Head may turn to the left if that's okay for your neck. Breathing here. One more breath. And gently come back to center. Hug the knee in. Inhale the leg up to the sky, arms overhead. And exhale. Relax everything down. And take a breath. All right, let's step both feet up close to the buttocks, and we're going to do a little bit of an extra stretch for the hip buttock area. So placing the left ankle on your right thigh, keeping the left foot flexed to protect the left knee. Now, if this is strong enough for you, the left hand can go on the inner edge of the left knee, just helping to draw that left knee away from you. If you want to go further, you can lift the right foot up, interlace the fingers under the right knee, and just start to draw that right knee in towards you. Tuck the chin forward. Make sure there's no tension in the mouth. Breath flowing. Good. Let's gently release the legs down, and we'll try the other side. So right ankle on your left thigh. So you may stay here, right foot flexed to protect the knee, hand on the right knee, drawing the right knee away. Some of you might like to lift the left foot up, interlace your fingers under the left knee, and working that left knee in towards you. Back of the neck long, chin tucking forward. Skin of the face soft. Listen to your breath. Listen to the sound of the breath. Notice the texture of your breath this morning. The length of the inhale and the exhale. Notice if there's a little space at the top of the inhale, the end of the exhale. And let's gently release it down. Feet stepped up close to the buttocks. Take a breath there. Okay, we're going to work with our hamstring stretch now. So if you've got a strap or a scarf, feel free to grab that, and we're going to pop it around the ball of the left foot. If you don't have either, you can interlace your fingers under the thigh, like I'm doing. You can have a look. Or around the calf. Some of you might be able to hold on to your left big toe. For a little bit of extra back support, you can keep that right foot stepped up close to the buttock. You don't need that. You can extend the right leg along the mat. Holding here, connecting to your breath. And you might like to imagine now that as you breathe in, it's like you're breathing in a stream of love. Breathing in love and allowing love to spread through your whole body as you exhale. Visualize it traveling down to your down your legs to your toes, up into your shoulders, down your arms to your hands and fingers, up to the crown top. Drawing in a stream, a fine stream of pure, loving energy. Acknowledging that practicing yoga is a kind, loving, and compassionate act towards yourself. And not only do we benefit, but the whole world. If you find it challenging to feel this love flowing in, to connect with love, you might like to call to mind someone in your life who has loved you unconditionally. Someone who has been very kind and warm towards you. Visualize this person here with you now. Perhaps they're sitting next to you, stroking your forehead with their warm, caring hand. Perhaps they're whispering to you quietly. Thich Nhat writes, self-love is the foundation for your capacity to love other people. If you don't take good care of yourself, if you are not happy, if you are not peaceful, you cannot make another person happy. Your capacity for loving another person depends entirely on your capacity for loving yourself, for taking care of yourself. So we start at home with ourselves, and we acknowledge that taking care of our own hearts, minds, bodies is taking positive action that will benefit all. On your next exhalation, feel free to lower the left leg down if you haven't already. Good, and we're going to swap sides. So if you've got a strap or a scarf, pop it around the ball of the right foot, extend the right leg up, left foot is stepped up close to the buttock, or you can stretch it out along the mat. Best to hold the two ends of the strap or the scarf. I know some of you over the years, I've seen you holding the strap in one hand, in the right hand. It is best to hold it in with the left and the right hand to keep the chest broad. We don't want to lose the heart in this practice. We want to keep the lungs open. So a little bit of space there. And also not too much pulling and tension in the shoulders. Good. Now connecting with your breath. Imagining the breath is a stream of fine, loving energy flowing in. And as you exhale, it's filling your being. So these ideas also connect with the first yama, the first ethical principle of yoga, according to Patanjali, ahimsa, a lack of violence towards self and others. And this is in Sutra 2.35. Ahimsa pratiktasyam tatsa nidau virajyaga. When the yogi has thoroughly understood the nature of violence, they are established firmly in the practice of non-violence. Peace in words, thoughts, and deeds is a sign of goodwill and love towards all. In the vicinity of a yogi, humans and animals who are otherwise violent and antipathetic towards each other abandon their hostility and exhibit friendliness and mutual tolerance. That's from Mr. Iyengar's book on the Yoga Sutras, the translation. When you feel that you've worked evenly on this side, you can release the right leg down, release the strap or the scarf to one side, give the legs a little bit of a shake, perhaps sigh the breath away. And then again, we'll step the feet up close to the buttocks in preparation for Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Palms are down alongside your hips, head, neck and spine in a straight line. Feet are hip width, a little bit pigeon-toed. Chin tucks forward. Let's exhale all breath. Keeping the palms where they are this morning. Let's inhale and slowly start to lift up. As you exhale, rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Breathing in, we lift. Breathing out, we lower. Please work with this at your own pace, with the rhythm of your breath. You all know this practice. Long, smooth exhalation lowers you down. Inhalation lifts you up. Exhalation, rolling back down. Enjoy this beautiful movement. Your spine will thank you for this movement. The spine loves to move. It's more like a snake or a fish rather than a piece of wood. Likes to wriggle around, likes to move and stretch. Good, now you're welcome to continue working dynamically. Otherwise, when you lift up this time, you might like to stay in the pose. And if you like, you can try something a little bit different this morning. Just bend your arms. So you're pressing your the upper arms and the elbows into the mat, and your fingers are pointing up towards the sky. Now, those of you who like a little bit more hip opening, another thing we can do is to walk the feet a little closer and place the left ankle on the right thigh. But what you need to do now is really work to keep the hips lifting and also try to relax that left knee out to the side. There's a lot going on here. If you prefer, you can take the hands onto the hips, a little bit of extra support. Left foot is flexed also. Okay, let's lower that left foot down and we'll try the other side. Right ankle on your left thigh, lifting the hips, and see if you can drop that right knee. Right foot flexed. Breathing. Hands maybe on the hips for a bit of extra support. Otherwise, fingers pointing up to the sky. Good. Place the right foot down. Let's roll down. Palms back to the mat. When the back is flat, knees into the chest, cross your legs at the ankles, and let's make some little circles on the floor with the lower back. Good. Come back to center, cross the legs the other way, circling in the opposite direction. And we're going to roll carefully over to one side and swing ourselves around into extended child. So your knees are at least hip width apart, big toes touching, arms extending forward. Taking a moment to adjust to this new relationship you now have with gravity. Stretching the fingertips forward and at the same time releasing the buttocks back towards your heels. Now find your breath here. Bring the pose to life with your breath.
moment, we're going to work, move into cat, and we'll come back into extended child. If you'd like to join me, we'll chant. Chanting to the heart this morning. So we'll do 5 of these, and then we'll lift up and move into dog. Exhale all breath. Breathing in, up onto all fours. Let the heart lead. 4 more like this. Breathe in, face soft. Last one. Now inhale into cat, drop the chant, tuck your toes, and let's move into down face dog pose. If this isn't a great pose for you this morning, if you've got sinus congestion or headaches, you may prefer just to keep working with a few more rounds of cat or some other variation. Otherwise, we're holding dog, and if you'd like to, we'll add a bit of a lateral stretch by swiveling the feet to the left. Good, so hopefully feeling a lovely stretch down the left side of the torso. Breathe into that space. Come back to center, swivel the feet around to the right. Breathe into the right side of the torso. Back to center. Now feel free to come down and take a rest at any point. But those of you who are still with me, walk your feet together and we'll raise the right leg up into our 3-legged dog. Let's hold this for 2 or 3 breaths. Right foot flexed. Hips are square. And we'll lower the right foot down, take the left leg up. And lower the left leg down. Inhale, come down onto your knees. And exhale into child. This time we'll rest one hand on top of the other and your chin or your forehead on your hands. And release. Let's come up. I'm going to do a little stretch now for the wrists. This is a really good one, particularly if we do a lot of work on the computer or this sort of action, which is we do with a lot of things, cooking and washing and driving. So this one, we're going to turn the hands the other way and fingers are pointing back towards us, but the palms are down. We're working to roll the inner wrists towards the outer wrists. So we hold this, we soften the face, we connect with our breath. Just one more breath here. release. Give the hands a shake. Work with a variation of tiger now. So we're onto the hands and the knees. The knees are together. Fingers spread wide, hands are under our shoulders. Exhale all breath. As we breathe in, we're going to extend the left arm forward and the right leg back. Again, we're trying to keep the hips level, not let the right hip lift too much, pointing the right toes. And as we exhale, we lower the knee and the palm. Right arm, left leg, stretch it out. And lower. Let's keep going. Left arm, right leg. Right arm, left leg. Now you can continue like this, or now we'll hold the pose, we'll hold the balance. Some of you might like to bend the right leg, sweep that left arm around, see if you can find your foot or your ankle, or even just rest the hand on the buttock if you can't reach the foot. If you've got a hold, start to lift up, perhaps tilting the head to look up. Keep breathing. Gently release. Other side, inhale. So you might be staying here. Otherwise, bend the left leg, sweep the right arm back around. See if you can find your foot. If you've got a hold, you can start to lift up. Keep the face relaxed. And gently release. And come back once again into extended child. Take a breath or two here. We're going to work with a movement now that's really good. It's a bit of a twist and it's really good for the upper back. Great if we're quite tight in the upper back, the thoracic part of the spine. Very good if, for scoliosis in the upper part of the spine. It's one we haven't done before, so feel free to watch and then join in. So we start off in extended child pose position, but then we're going to take, doesn't matter which hand you start with, take one hand and slide it under the other arm. It's a little bit like our cat twist, those of you who know Padavritta Majariasana, but we're in an extended child. So we're starting off here, and my cheek is down or close to the mat. So I'm turning to look under the arm. And then from here, it's a flowing movement. We inhale and we take this arm up. And as we exhale, we slide it under. So we keep working with this, we don't hold. Inhale, we slide it up, perhaps looking up if that's okay for the neck. Exhale, slide it under. Let's do a few more. Breathe in, take it up. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. How's it feeling? Last one. Slide it under. And then take that hand forward. Just pause there for a breath. And of course, these areas we're working with are all connected to our heart chakra, Anahata chakra. A center of love and compassion, tolerance for self and others. All right, let's try the other side. So slide the other arm under, turning the head to look under. And when you're ready, inhale, take it up, perhaps looking up. Exhale, slide it under. So 4 more of these if you like. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And last one. Take the other hand forward. You're in extended child here for a breath or two. Perhaps even sigh the breath away. We're going to prepare to come up into dog once again, or please work with another variation if that's not great for your wrists or your shoulders, because we're also going to incorporate plank. So you may work with some more tiger or cat, child, little flowing sequence. Otherwise, come along with me, up onto the knees, tuck your toes, down face dog pose. From here, we're going to bend the legs, shins parallel to the floor, come forward into plank, shoulders over the wrists, and back into dog. So bend the legs, forward, and back into dog. Bend the legs, forward, back, bend. Let's do one more. And then we'll have a little pause. If you need to come down into child, take a breath or two, catch a breath. And then we reverse direction. So from dog, straight forward into plank. Bend the legs, back into dog. Straight forward into plank. Bend the legs, into dog. Feel free to do 3 more of these if you'd like to. Or working with your own practice. Listening to your body this morning, there's no competition. Work in a way that is appropriate for you, that's respectful of your body, mind, heart this morning. When you finish, you're in dog, and you'll come down onto your knees and rest in your favourite version of child pose. Take a breath or two there. Check in with yourself. What's happening to the breath? Okay, those of you who'd like a little more upper body strength work, one more pose like this, and we'll be making our way up to stand. This is a low plank, and it can, again, any shoulder issues, you may not want to do this, or if you're not feeling as though you've got loads of energy this morning. Either we're going to interlace the fingers, making like a tripod, and then come into this position, so toes are tucked under. Or those of you who want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can try having the hands and the forearms shoulder width apart. So something like this, toes tucked under, much stronger than if you have the fingers interlaced. So we're just going to do it once. You might do it for 2, 3 breaths, or you might stay for 5 or 6 breaths, or not at all. Let's try to keep the breath flowing. Good, I can see some of you, it's terrific. When you've had enough, just drop back into child. Good. Great. All right, so from child, let's slowly make our way up to Tadasana by coming onto the knees, tucking the toes, moving into down face dog pose, and from here, walking your feet towards your hands. Feet are at least hip width apart, legs bent or straight. Hang forward for a moment. You might like to lift up halfway, so hands onto your shins or fingertips on the floor. Exhale, fold. We can do that again. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. And then let's carefully and safely roll up nice and slowly. Lift the shoulders up towards your ears, roll the shoulders down the back. And we're coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. I'd like to close the eyes for a moment, soften the shoulders. Feel that your chest is open, expansive, lots of space. And you might like to imagine that you're being lifted up towards the sky from the sternum bone. So there's a cord connected here, lifting you up. So chest is open, shoulders relaxed down the back. That's turning the sides of the mouth up slightly. Soft face, forehead soft, scalp relaxed. Breath flowing. We're going to start our standing poses with a beautiful heart-opening, lung-opening practice. And also really lift our spirits. A good one if you've been feeling a little bit flat, a little bit down in the dumps. So palms face forward. And as we breathe in through the nose, we take the arms up, press down through the feet, and we blow the breath out through the mouth. So breathe in through the nose and blow the breath out through the mouth. Nice and slowly. Continue at your own pace. Just finish the one you're on and work with two more. When you finish, rest your arms by your side. Take a breath. Okay, this next movement is like a moving meditation. It's going to incorporate the arms moving. And on the last exhalation, if you'd like to join with me, we'll chant into the heart. So exhale all breath. Breathing in, we raise the arms out to shoulder height. And exhale the arms in front. Inhale, arms above the head. And chanting. So let's go again. Breathe in, shoulder height. In front. Above the head. We'll do three more. If you'd like to challenge yourself now, come onto your tiptoes as you breathe in and breathe out. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. Heels are lowered. So two more. Perhaps onto your tiptoes. Last one. When you finish, take a breath. Just noticing what's going on inside, how you're feeling. So I'm going to work with another flowing sequence which incorporates moving into a variation of Uttanasana, our forward bend. So feel free to watch the first one if you'd like to, or you can come along with me. So start off in Tadasana. Breathe in, take the arms up. Palms may touch. And then we swan dive forward. Legs can bend or stay straight. And we interlace the fingers on the back. As we breathe in, we lift up halfway, and you might like to try to really squeeze the shoulder blades together, bring the palms together. Exhale, lower down, and let your hands go down to your legs or to the floor. Now stay here for a breath. And then we reverse swan dive up. So a little bend in the legs, especially if you want to protect the lower back. All the way up. And hands down through the center. So let's keep going. Breathe in. Swan dive forward. Interlace your fingers on the back. Lift up halfway. Breathe in. And fold down. Let the hands slide down the legs. Stay for a breath. Reverse swan dive up. And hands down through your center. Let's do 3 more. Breathe in. Swan dive forward. Lift up halfway. And fold. Hands slide down. Stay for a breath. Reverse swan dive. Now let's give you another little challenging option. Breathe in if you'd like to try something a bit stronger. Swan dive down, interlace your fingers. Now this is the change if you'd like to. Inhale, your arms come out to shoulder height. You've lifted up halfway. Exhale, fold down and stay for a breath. Reverse swan dive up. And hands down through your center. Last one. Interlace the fingers. Option to take the arms out to shoulder height. And hands down. Stay for a breath. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to the heart and take a breath. Good. All right, we're going to work with Warrior 2 now, and we'll add a couple of extra poses, then we're coming back down to the floor. So let's take the legs wide apart, turn your right toes around, left toes in. Chest open, heart open. Exhale, all breath. Breathing, raise the arms, turn to the right, and exhale. Virabhadrasana 2. Option to rest the backhand on your hip if that's better for your shoulder. Otherwise, the arms are in a straight line. You can check the back arm. And we're gazing along the right middle finger. Good. From here, we're going to move into Dancing Warrior. So breathe in, turn the right palm up. And exhale. So left hand to your left leg, right arm reaching up and over the head. Breathe. And then Parsvakonasana. Inhale, back into Warrior 2. Exhale, forearm to your thigh, left arm comes up. Now you may stay with the fingers extended up towards the sky, or turn the arm and extend the arm over your head. Just be careful of your neck. You might keep it in a neutral position or look up underneath the left armpit. Good, head to neutral. Inhale, come up. Just let it go. Let's turn the legs around. Chest open, shoulders relaxed. Deep breath in, raise the arms. Turn to the left. Exhale. So into Virabhadrasana 2. You might rest that back hand on your hip if that's better for your shoulder, otherwise arms in a straight line. And we're gazing along the left middle finger. Soft face, relaxed mouth. Good, and then we'll inhale, turn that left palm up. Exhale into Dancing Warrior. Breathe into that left side of the torso. And then inhale, come back into Warrior 2. Bring your forearm to the thigh, right arm up, or turn the arm and extend the arm over your head. Good. Head to neutral. Inhale, come up. Let's take the feet together. Walk on the spot, give it a bit of a shake. And then we're going to come down to our mats. In a moment, we're going to work with Matsyasana fish pose, which is lying down. But if it's a bit, if any of you have neck issues, you may not like to work with the full fish pose this morning, and you may prefer just like to work with some variation like this. So you can stay seated and play around with the position of the hands, but this is a very gentle back bend, really opening the chest, moving the chest forward, and tilt the head a little bit. So either working with this variation or come into fish. If you're not sure, you can have a look. So I like to roll from side to side, take my arms under the body. So I'm lying on my hands. Actually, even this is a back, a chest opening, a little bit of a back bend. You could work with this. There's no strain on the neck here. Otherwise, we come onto the crown of the head. Those of you who have a very strong neck, you may be able to let the head hang in the air and breathe, pressing into the forearms, the elbows. Don't stay too long if this is quite new to you or something you don't practice often. To come out, bring the head down, gently slide the head back to neutral and then release the hands. Those of you happy to stay a little bit longer, that's absolutely fine. But if you're out, you may bend the legs, bit of a counter pose, press the lower back down. Those of you who worked with the seated option variation, feel free to lie down now, and we'll all bring the knees into the chest. Perhaps a rock from side to side. Come back to center, and our final pose before meditation, we'll work with a dynamic Apanasana. So legs will be going up to the sky. As they come back into this position, we'll add the chant, the healing sound, directing the sound into the heart. We'll just do 3 of these. So exhale all breath. Inhale, legs up, arms to the side or overhead. 2 more, at your own pace. Just pause there for a moment. Sigh the breath away. We're going to work now with a loving kindness meditation. It'll probably be 8 to 10 minutes. It's lovely to do this in a seated position. So those of you who feel able to come up and find a comfy seat with support, all the support you have. If you're really low in energy this morning, please feel free to stay lying down, and you can sort of use it as a bit of a shavasana as well. At the end of loving kindness, we'll just have a minute or 2 where you can lie down if you'd like to. It's a very short shavasana at the end. So yeah, make sure that you're warm. I'm going to come up a little bit closer. If you're in a seated position, you might like to incorporate a favourite mudra, Jnana mudra perhaps, or Dhyani mudra, resting the left palm on top of the right with the tips of your thumbs touching. Good. Closing the eyes if you feel comfortable. And if you're in a seated position, once again, let's imagine there's a cord connected to the sternum bone, lifting us up towards the sky from that point. So shoulders are sinking down, down the back, chest lifting, heart open, lungs open, face soft. Dropping your gaze down towards your heart space now. Allowing the breath to flow in and flow out. And silently calling out your name a few times. Say your name to yourself a few times, calling yourself here, fully here. And then begin to say to yourself silently, may I be held in compassion. May my pain and sorrow be eased. May I be at peace. May I be held in compassion. May my pain and sorrow be eased.
May I be at peace. Whisper these words to yourself, gently, lovingly. Now I invite you to bring into your heart someone you dearly love. Picture this person and be aware of the qualities you most appreciate about them. In your heart, feel love and appreciation for this dear person. And begin to whisper to them, may you be held in compassion. May your pain and sorrow be eased. May you be at peace. May you be held in compassion. May your pain and sorrow be eased. May you be at peace. Imagine how it might be for this person to experience the gift of your blessing, the fullness of your love and acceptance and warmth. Now gently release the image of this person and return to your own heart center. Give yourself the same sense of compassion and love. Now once again, it's time to allow your attention to expand, to remember some person who is not feeling well, perhaps a friend or family member who is suffering, who is unwell, who is in pain. As this person comes alive for you, begin to offer the following prayer to them. May you be held in compassion. May your pain and sorrow be eased. May you be at peace. May you be held in compassion. May your pain and sorrow be eased. May you be at peace. Now gently release the image of this person. Return to your own heart center. Feeling your chest rise and fall with the breath. Finally now, imagine that you are bringing together all those who you have just prayed for, including yourself, and begin to extend this care to include the entire world and all beings. especially focusing on the parts of the world where there is enormous suffering due to illness, poverty, starvation, war, and the threat of extinction. Also including areas and people who are enjoying peace, wealth, abundance, new life. Imagine that you can wrap your tender, loving arms around the entire earth and include all life everywhere in your boundless heart. Again, offering your prayers. May all beings, creatures, life forms be held in compassion. May the pain and sorrow of all be eased. May all beings, creatures, life forms be at peace. May all beings, creatures, life forms be held in compassion. May the pain and sorrow of all be eased. May all beings, creatures, life forms be at peace. And then gently focus back on your own heart. Letting whatever arises in your heart to be touched by loving kindness. And for the next few moments, whether you sit or lie down, just allow yourselves to rest in silence and openness. If you would like to remain lying down a little longer, feel free to do just that. Those of you who are ready to resume the rest of your day, start to deepen the breath. Have a little bit of a stretch. Aware once more of your surroundings, where you are, listening to sounds, noticing the temperature of the air. And if you're lying down, you might like to come up to sit And we'll close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bringing the hands together at the heart space. Exhale all breath. Breathing in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.